Hi YouTube. I don't know, I have like I have a sore on the inside of my mouth. And it's really annoying. I hate it. I had some sour blueberries earlier. Listen, my blueberry preferences a little unorthodox. A little below. I like sour blueberries. Sue me, man. Oh, they're not ripe. They're not ripe. So why are you eating them if they're not ripe? I like sour grapes. And blueberries, when they're not ripe, they're basically the same thing, except sometimes they're even more sour. I like sour. I don't know what to tell you, man. I wish they made a sour peach. I had some I've been peach maxing the past few weeks, and they're good. But you can't eat an unripe peach. It's crunchy. It's not sour. But the blueberries, they're pretty sour, man. But it's the sore on my inner lip has made it quite the testament. Not too bad. The main offenders have been chips. But I don't eat too many chips these days. I'm on the diet. Although that's probably gonna change because, hey guys, next week I'm on vacation from work. So I'm gonna be streaming a lot. To make up for the fact that one, I'm not gonna be live tomorrow or Thursday because I'm visiting family. But Friday, oh baby Friday, it's the dazzling Oriel subathon. I know, it's crazy. I should have prepped it more. I prepped the graphic and everything last night. Yeah, that's the other thing. On vacation, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna chill. I mean, I have some. I'm probably gonna eat semi-healthier for half of it, but the other half, I mean, I'm gonna go crazy. But yes, the subathon is Friday and Saturday. I'm actually pretty happy. Let me get the graphic. Like I said, I made the graphic at like 11 p.m. last night. Can I save image as? Do goals. Hashtag goals. Am I right, lads? And then you open up this. All right, lads. I'll talk about them day up, but I'll also talk about today because I don't know what else to talk about today. But I don't expect to meet all of them. Obviously, I mainly just I also don't really care about the money, I just had these just in case, like the freaking, because sometimes subathons, if you put subathon in the title and like or in the freaking, what's it called, special events, sometimes people will drop a bunch of subs. So I don't know. I don't expect anything. I think maybe maximum we're gonna get 25 to 30. So that's where I put. I don't want to make anything too crazy via the bottom ones, just because, like, But as they get to, I want to do them less and less the further it goes, which I guess is the point of the subathon. But I'm actually pretty proud of some of these. Like the ACT one is very funny because I don't know. In order to find subathon goals, I just like sort of not stole them. I just looked up VTuber subathon, and there's an insane amount. If you look up VTuber subathon on Google and then go to images, there's like 50 different images just from Twitter and Instagram. So you kind of snipe goals from that. And one of them had like, make me do math, and I was like, well, I'm okay at math. And then I realized, wait, they make mock ACT tests. So that'd be pretty funny if I did an ACT on stream. Hello, Donho. Gilbert OCD. Listen, I made this at freaking 11 p.m. All right, I got like 5 hours of sleep last night because I made this and I waited too long. So yes, and I see everything too. All right, I have a bachelor's degree in graphic design, so I also don't. I could have done better, but I had to use. Okay, are they bolded? See, here's the thing, Mello. If this was in Adobe Illustrator, This would have looked perfect. But I canceled my Adobe prescription because they're criminals, and subscription because they're criminals, and I don't use it that much to warrant $50 a month or whatever it was. So I know there's like Canva and stuff, but I was too lazy to go to Canva and make an account. So I use Clip Studio Paint. And after you've worked with Adobe Illustrator for 5 or 6 years, going to Clip Studio Paint is the equivalent of trying to chop down a tree with a herring after you've had access to a chainsaw. It's not fun. It was awful. I don't even know why some of it's bolded. I did not bold anything. I literally, I think it's because I scaled them, and for some reason when I scaled them, some of this stuff is different. I don't know. It's not good. That's okay. Because as a designer, I suffered 10 times more than you did when looking at this. I mean, like, the kerning on this stuff, man, it's not good. I mean, look at the kerning on these. Look at this, man. There's a bunch of empty space here, and then there's nothing here. Oh, you can't see my mouse. At the Z, at the DAZZ, there's no room. Like at the bottom of the A, there's no room to the Z, and the Z's are right next to each other. There's like a little tiny bit of space, and then there's just a bunch of space after the Z, in between the Z and L. That's kerning, baby. All right. But I was too lazy to fix that, so the design doesn't matter. Hi T, welcome back T. I'm glad I missed you last week. Welcome back. What is the ACT? It is the big test you must take at the end of high school, and it determines how smart you are, kind of. I don't know. It's used for different stuff. You can use it to get scholarships and stuff for college. All right, guys, post your ACT scores in chat. I took it twice. All right, the first time I got 26. The second time, 28. Yeah, someone also did the SAT. I never did the SAT. And the highest possible score you can get on the ACT is 36. Frick, man, you got 32? Listen. That was okay. I should put a caveat. I was very lazy in high school, so I could have gone better. Just saying. I'm joking. But, yeah, I got 28, which, for someone who was very lazy during high school, that was pretty good. I've said it before, like, I was so lazy in high school. I was smart enough to probably be valedictorian, but I was so lazy and I did not want to try, and I had depression now, so that also impacted it. But I was like, I was close by. But like, I know myself, and I know if I like super committed to my academics, I could have been freaking insane. But I didn't. I never got a C in high school. All of my final grades are B and up. So that's kind of, what I was dealing with. So yeah. As far as the reason the beer tasting one is so high up is because I hate beer and I hate alcohol. And so I was like, why don't we make a goal that's something I hate, which is the beer tasting. And also the 24-hour stream. I don't think I'd hate that. It's just, it'd be a lot. That's why the spicy noodle challenge is like midway, because like, I'll do it. I don't care about, I can handle spicy food, Same with the loot art and stuff. Like this stuff, Also not mentioned here. I need to mention it later, but like it's whoever the top contributor is gets free art from me. I've been practicing drawing, and I was like, you know what? I think my drawings are kind of okay, so I'll draw something. And then there's also a secondary drawing raffle part of the sub goals. And the chat chooses the anime scene to dub. I'm kind of worried about that one. I hope it's nothing like screamy or moany, because I'm not gonna do anything crazy. All right. Most of these stuff is in reason, to me, I like the dub and the loot art and like the ASMR stuff within reason. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to do this because, like I said, I'm going on vacation, and I, other than tomorrow and Thursday, I have nothing else planned. I'm just going to stay at home. So I was like, I got to do something with all this free time. So I was like, let's do the subathon on Friday and Saturday, and then maybe like, if we reach some of the goals, do them for the rest of the week. I go back to work on the 29th. So I have a 9-day vacation. For 2 of those days are spent visiting family. It should be fun. As far as the stream itself, we gotta work out the kinks a bit. I was originally gonna try and do Pummel Party, but I didn't have enough people, so I didn't. But I did figure out how to stream my drawing little tablet thing to my PC and capture it on OBS without doxing myself. I could have done it before, but I've literally all of my personal information is on that tablet. That's why like this PC that I'm streaming on, they have no personal information because all of it's on my tablet. But I draw on my tablet. So I was like, well, if I want to stream it to a PC, it's like a lot of stuff. But I figured out, I just made a separate Microsoft account and logged into that on the tablet, and it gives you it's basically a brand new PC, you know? It's annoying because I have to reset everything up on that account, but I shouldn't dox myself at all because it doesn't have access to the files on the other accounts. That should be sick. Basically what that means is I can draw on stream now, which is really cool because, you know, I wanted to improve my drawing. I did for a bit. I kind of hit it like a lull. But I think this would give me some reinvigoration because, you know, I do like it. It's kind of weird. I got to get used to the posture of sitting at my desk while drawing, but yeah. Just install Windows on a new PC to make sure my user account mellow. Oh yeah, this PC on this 420, blaze it. I hate Windows 11. There's no settings menu. This PC's name is first off, the Google account or the Microsoft account is from when I was Shio, and his was Oriel Shioshu. And then the name on the account is Oriel Shioshu, and then the name of the PC is or. So there's nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. Now the tablet has, the other account has my kind of name, but not on the new account, which is sick. So I want to do, what was I saying? Oh yeah, for the actual subathon day, Friday, it's gonna be like probably just chatting for a bit. If we hit some goals, maybe we'll decide on what, you know, like what the profile picture, or the tweet, or the anime scene will be. And then Friday, it's also going to be karaoke. I haven't done karaoke in a long time. I was like, you know, karaoke, you know, it'll be fun. And maybe drawing, something like that. And Saturday is more chatting, maybe more drawing, and then also Voop chat. For a while, Voop chat. Because every time I do Voop chat, I'm like, this is a fun 2 hours, and then I give up. But we're gonna ride Voop chat for as long as I can, because I usually have a great time. And yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I do have stretch goals, even though I don't. Listen, guys, it's okay if I don't reach goals. I'm not really doing this for the money. I'm just literally doing this because I had nothing to do on vacation. Because I was like, but I don't have any like anniversary events or anything. So I was like, I gotta do something. So like, why not subathon? It also gives me an excuse to do stuff like the ASMR videos and stuff, because that's stuff I kind of wanted to do but never had incentive. So if I actually reach those goals, I'm like, oh, I have to do them, you know. And there's some stretch goals. I've debated on one of the goals. I don't know if you've seen the hit horror movie Weapons. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. That's okay. This movie's still pretty good. But there's a scene in Weapons in which 2 of the characters have like a meal, and the meal is very odd. Weapons, hot dog. And they, you know, it was all the buzz on Twitter, and so I was like, what if I did a stretch goal where I eat that? A lot of my stretch goals involved eating. Because I love eating. But this was the tray from the movie. It is 7 hot dogs, 4 cookies, a bunch of plain Ruffles, some carrots, and an absurd amount of ranch. Just absolutely too much ranch for that tiny bowl of carrots. And the funny thing is, in the movie, this is shared between 2 people. I don't think, no, each person does not get that. I'm pretty sure it's shared between 2 people. But I was like, well, that's not a challenge. A challenge would be eating all of this as one person. Now, I've done 4 or 5 hot dogs in one sitting. I honestly think the hot dogs and the chips are not a problem. The hardest part for me probably is going to be the carrots, just because they're so filling. And okay, I'm not making this much. I'm not using this much ranch. Okay, this much ranch is absurd. Those are some big cookies, man. I have to store some big cookies. Also, I'm shrinking, so I keep making the image smaller, but muscle on my model. There we go. See, I don't know. I thought it would be fun as a stretch goal. Oh yeah, and there's also a wheel. I was like, trying to think of what I would do for like the wheels. You know, in some subathons they do like, oh, for each gifted sub, I spin the wheel. Trying to figure out what I put on the wheel. I thought maybe one of them was like take a shot of hot sauce. I didn't buy any hot sauce. Crap. And like maybe like jumping jacks or something. One of the stretch goals was like do a stream on my exercise bike. But I don't know how that. I feel a little weird. I feel like it might attract some weird customers. I'm just like in the mic going. Yeah. That's Friday and Saturday. And then next week, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll try and do a bunch of collabs, man. You know, because I'm actually free. You know, talk to some peeps. Like, hey, I'm actually pretty free these days. I'm definitely gonna collab with one person. Who it was very funny. They freaking were like, "Oh, we got to collab," and they're like, "Okay," and then things just worked out to where like they were busy for like an entire week, and then I was busy an entire week. And then next week, I'm free. And they should be free. So we're going to play Borderlands 2 with Kibi TV. She's very nice. She's very nice to me. And she's very chill. Hi, Sax. I wasn't going to stream this week because when I said I wasn't when I said I wasn't... when I said I wasn't going to stream this week, I thought I would be leaving to visit family today. But that got moved to tomorrow, so I had time today to stream. Now, it was kind of a last minute deal, so I was like, you know what? I debated on just not streaming today anyway, and just like doing stuff, but here we are. Wait, what can I say? I always feel guilty because I'm going to feel extremely guilty for not streaming Wednesday and Thursday, even though I'm going to stream Friday and Saturday. So I always feel guilty missing streams. So I'm like, I will stream today. It's a chill stream today. You know, we're chatting, you know. I was like, maybe I'll play GeoGuessr, but then I realized, you know, I can talk. I'd like to think I'm an entertaining talker. For the most part. But, yeah. What did I do since I last streamed? I saw a movie. There's a Witchboard starring the guy from Stranger Things. I know it doesn't narrow it down. It's like season 4. The guy who plays Vec now. He's like in it. But like I didn't know that was him. So for the entire movie, I was like, why does this guy sound familiar? It's like, oh, it's that guy. He looks completely different. I said it in the tweet because during the movie I was like, he kind of looks like BB No Money. And then I looked up a picture of what BB No Money looks like to refresh my memory. And I was like, this guy looks nothing like BB No Money. He just has round glasses and kind of parted hair like him. But I was like, yes, this isn't BB No Money. But I don't know, man. The movie wasn't good. It was okay. It was horror style. I'm so used to elevated horror, aka good horror, that when I saw it, I was like, oh. The start was great. I actually really liked the start. Then it just became meh. Meh. What am I seeing this weekend? I think I'm seeing Honey Don't, starring Margaret Qualley by one of the Coen brothers. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna see that. And next week? I think next week is Jaws anniversary. Kind of want to see that. Honeydew? So true. You're a Coen Brothers head, right, Mello? I remember we talked about this once. So it was like, you're like, do you like Coen Brothers movies? I was like, oh, I don't remember it. Can you name him? And then you named like, Oh Brother Where Art Thou? And I was like, dude, I love that movie. Are you gonna see Honey Don't? It seems good. It's star-studded cast too. It's got like what, Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, others. There's also unfortunately no movie night this week. I know. I'm also still debating what movie to watch for the next movie night. I was crossed between Free Guy, the awful Ryan Reynolds movie, or like Rush Hour. So I don't think I've actually seen Rush Hour. Or maybe I did when as a kid. I think I don't know, man. That's movie poop. So it'll be my favorite Coen Brothers movie. I don't know. Honey Don't is just one brother. I don't know what the other brother's up to. We can check. It's a chatting stream. We can do whatever the heck we want. I'm checking my AMC app where I'm an AMC Stubbs A-list member. Hashtag not sponsored. I did get mad because the freaking I had a notification on the AMC app. It's like, hey, here's a deal for you. Buy one, get one free candy. But you have to have a girlfriend. That's okay. I'm exaggerating, but you have to have two people there because it's a couple's date night thing where it's like if two people are there, you get buy one, get one candy. And I was like, frick you, buddy. All right. Oh, Caught Stealing is this week. I don't know. I saw the trailer. Caught Stealing, I don't know. It's got Matt Smith. I love Matt Smith, but it just seems okay. It's Darren Aronofsky, but also The Roses. I feel like The Roses looks like a decent, funny movie, but I feel like the trailer just it's the whole movie. I hate comedy movie trailers because 90% of all the good jokes are just spoiled in the trailer. I feel like The Roses trailer spoils like half the movie. There's Primitive War, but I don't have a freaking... My theater isn't playing Primitive War. There's a 40-year-old version, 20th anniversary. I've actually never seen that movie. Maybe we'll do that next week. Oh, I wish my theater would have a Ponyo showing, man. My town's so small, I never get any of like the actual like good showings. Like the more niche ones. I get the big... Oh, the Clue! There is a showing for Clue. They're re-releasing Clue in theaters with 3 different endings, like the original run. You know. I don't think my theater has a showing for Hamilton either. What about Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba? It does have dude. Okay. This might be where I try and see how many people in my town are weebs. This might actually be the impetus for me to finish Demon Slayer. Because my theater actually has a showing for the movie. My theater never gets the anime movies because it's so small. My theater sucks so much, man. I hate it. The theater in the town I went to college with, it was an AMC, man. It had arranged seatings. It had, all the showings. But since I moved back to my hometown, which is way smaller, my theater doesn't even have arranged seatings. If you think you're gonna get to a packed movie theater, you got to go there like 30 minutes early, man. The upside is if it's not a super popular movie, you can always get good seats. But still, also don't get me started on my viewing of the movie Witchboard, which thank God the movie was bad. Because if it was a good movie, I would have lost my mind. There was a bunch of teenagers directly behind me. And usually my theater experiences aren't too crazy. They were talking the whole movie. They were putting their feet on the back of my chair and kicking it. They're lucky I'm very socially anxious and I live in the South. And where any small disagreement could end up with you getting shot to death. So I would have gone off. I was going off in my head. I was like, like I said, thankfully the movie was bad. If it was a good movie, I would have become the Joker, man. Also, there's freaking construction outside my movie theater, man. It's very annoying because people don't know how to drive. I don't know how to drive, but some people don't know how to drive. It's 3 lanes, but because it's construction, it merges into 1 lane. People don't know how to merge into lanes. It's insane. People, well, I'll be driving. Like, all right, buddy. You gotta pick up the pace or you slow down. All right, buddy. People, they will match your speed until it's like 5 seconds later, and they're like, oh, and then they go like 50 miles per hour in 2 seconds. They're like, okay, thanks, man. I hate construction. Construction. Okay, it's a net good for society. Aiko Kama. Guys, this Aiko Kama. She's really cool. Thank you for the gift sub. Baby, 9 months. What's the name of the child? Thank you. Add that to the counter. I'm joking. Yeah. There's construction. Derwin? Is that a real name? Can I Google Derwin? Alright. Some interesting images pop up. It seems to mainly be a penguin from Animal Crossing and an NFL player. That's the main. Funny part is they're both blue, which is it's humorous. They kind of look like. It's kind of crazy. Derwin, the Animal Crossing villager, kind of looks like the Animal Crossing version of Derwin James. That's pretty good. I applaud you for picking a good name. It's great. Like, listen, we got to be the generation to pick better names for the kids. Freaking, that's a duck? No shot, man. Derwin? Is that a duck? Okay, it's a duck. In my defense, I saw blue and bird-like, and I thought of like Piplup, and I was like, oh, Piplup's a penguin. Looking at it, it does. It's a duck, man. I guess I should have read. Yeah, Derwin is a blue duck. First sentence under the Derwin Animal Crossing wiki. Let's go to Wikipedia. It's a just chatting stream. You can do anything. Wikipedia article for Derwin, also spelled Derwin, is an English language given name and surname. It shares the same etymology as the name Darwin, with both being derived from the Old English words dior, meaning deer, and wine, meaning friend. Notable people with the name include Hal Derwin, American dance band leader; Mark Derwin, American actor; Scott Derwin, Australian sports administrators. That's a surname. Given name, I mean, what do we got here? Derwin Brown, he gets his own Wikipedia article. He's just a cop. Oh, he was assassinated. Okay, well, that's probably why. A lot of football players and basketball players. Interesting. Any fun plans for the subathon? We're doing karaoke, we're doing drawing, doing boop chat. Yeah, Piplup is a penguin. I saw Derwin and I saw a blue bird and I was like, that looks like Piplup. Piplup's a penguin, so Derwin must be a penguin. But I was just saying before, we need to be the generation to give our kids better names. I'm going to say some names, and if you're named that, that's okay, because the generation before us, they gave you that name. But unless, like, I just can't imagine having a baby, looking at a baby in its eyes and being like, I'm going to name this baby Tyler. Just I went to school, like one class had like 4 Tylers, man. What is you? There's so many names out there. Or like Michael. It's crazy, man. I've gone on this rant myriad times, but I stand by it, man. It's probably gonna take a few generations. Then again, you got people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna name my kid Goku." And that's too far. It's just like a little more unique. Michael's biblical though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, half the names are biblical. Wasn't like the most popular name one year like Noah? We gotta start using. I don't know. What's another popular thing? Started naming them after superheroes, man. We do need to branch out. I see what you did there, because I have a branch on my head. We do need more Derwins. We must start naming kids after the players in the East-West College World Key and Peele skit. Jadinklage Morgoon. Hingle McCringleberry. Devoyne Shower Handle. Those are goated, man. I remember the first time I watched that sketch as a kid. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a pretty good sketch now, but I don't, I wouldn't laugh out loud. It takes a bit for me to laugh out loud. He's my son Superman. Yeah. Now we're talking, man. Did you see the movie? The movie's great. And someone named their kid. It's kind of crazy. Some names you just can't name your kid anymore. It must have been really unfortunate to name your kid Adolf in like 1944. Before, like 1939 or whatever, before everything went down, I mean, I guess he was around for a while, but still, it's just like... Isn't there like you can look at the graph, and the graph is like children named Adolf, and there's like a big spike, and then it just decimates and drops to like something. Is my son the thing? So true. Here's the thing. I already have... I don't know. I have a lot of girl baby names. I have like no boy baby names. I gotta work on that. That's because I mainly want a girl. But I was like, listen, they're not crazy, but they're just unique enough, One of them is named after a Dark Souls character, but in my defense, I thought the name was pretty. Not because I don't care about the character itself. I heard the name and I was like, oh, it's kind of pretty. So that's why my firstborn daughter's name will be Quelaag. I'm joking. It's Henri from Dark Souls 3. I like the name Henri. And then Ruby, because Ruby was a performative series to my growth and why I'm alive today. So I was like, and I also like the name Ruby, man. And for a son, Mordecai. I'm joking. Richard and Mortimer, Rick and Morty. There'd be some sick middle names though. It'd be too crazy to give my kid the middle name Danger. For no reason other than the Austin Powers joke. One belongings to Danger Powers? No. Danger is my middle name. Alright, Austin Danger Powers. Good movies, man. Great stuff. It's been 45 minutes, man. I'm great at this stuff, man. It helps that I haven't streamed in like 5 days. I think back-to-back chatting streams go a little insane, but I have to do that Friday and Saturday. Whatever, man. Whatever. I love live streaming. You don't understand. It's incredible. There is a VTuber group that has auditions open. I tweeted it, but I was like, I think it would be funny to join. Or like apply, Because like, I don't know. I know people are like, oh, VTuber groups are awful. And I know, because I was in a VTuber group once. And it was awful. at towards the end. Towards the start, it was pretty fun, but towards the end, it was kind of the reason why it's not around anymore. But I met a lot of people through it, and you know, I think joining a group where I have no connection to it, you know, where it's like, oh, I see a Twitter post, I know nothing about the founders or anything. I think it'd be funny because like I know myself. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. If someone else does something crazy, that's on them. And so I would do it as an experience, you know, because I can tank most things, you know? And so it'd be fun. It's like, you know, applying to a job you know you won't keep just for the experience, you know? Like, oh yeah, screw him. You need the guy who applied to be like an electrical engineer, but he knew nothing about engineering. And they're like, that's where the picture of like him staring at all the wires is from. Like that, but with VTuber groups. And if there is a controversy not involving me, I can use it for free clout. I'm joking, guys. So honestly, as far as a VTuber group goes, I'm not the biggest streamer, you know that. But I can make it look like I am. Like as far as, you know, if I do an application and they check out my channel, they're like, oh, this guy streams 3 times a week. This guy uploads a clip every day. This guy has a nice VTuber model, full assets and emotes. This guy's a steal. And then they hire me, and I'm like, hey guys, you messed up. The main thing I would do it for would be like group games, because you know my circle's small, but it's tight, you know. But still, like sometimes you want like a group of people, you know, for stuff. So I think that'd be cool. I think it's one of the questions was like, what would you want to do? Why would you want to join a VTuber group? And I was like, you know, like for people, because I don't care about, you know, like, oh, we'll do promoting and stuff. I don't care about that. I promote myself. But you know how it is. You know how it is. I just think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a good story, you know? I was like, yeah, I was in a VTuber group. It was crazy. This one person, blah, 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 and this person, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about blah, blah, blah. The main concern is like, I actually prefer being a solo streamer. I know some streamers do like a lot of collabs, or like have a lot of people on their stream. For me, it's got to be, if I ever do a collab, it's got to be predetermined for the most part. You know, I can't really do like drop in, drop out stuff because I get anxious, and you know, I go into a very specific mindset, and I have very specific things that happen during my streams, and like a, you know, what's it called? You know what it's called, workflow. And so any interruption to that, I get like, oh, wow, wee wah. So that would be my main worry. But if it was a VTuber group, you know, we collab, you know, it'd be like, hey, do you want to play this? So I noticed I tend to get quiet during collabs just because I don't know. I don't want to talk over, because I can be very talkative, and I can be very, you know, me. So I always worry that like I'm talking over people, or you know, I'm just naturally quiet when I'm with other people. It's got me in trouble sometimes. People are like, am I boring you? Are you not having fun? Why aren't you talking? And I'm just like, I'm quiet. I don't know what to tell you, man. Last collab wouldn't call you quiet? What was my last collab? Was it with Aiko? Well, Aiko's my homie, man. It also depends on who I'm with and how close I am. Like me and Aiko, me and Sleepy, they're really the main people I collab with, mainly because I know them so well and I feel more comfortable, you know? Oh, Miko and Poppy. Oh, yeah. That's true. I was very talkative doing that. But I said it before during that stream is because something about me, I was like, there's a chance people are dead and spectating me. So I gotta be entertaining. I was like, I'm kind of live streaming now, just for like 3 people who are dead. So I had to ham it up. Yeah, I was doing some good bits there, like the bit of how there's no good Buffalo Wild Wings managers. That's an old bit with me and Emmy and Kay. But yeah, so that, you know, it's crazy. Miko and I, honestly, we don't interact too much, but she's very easy to hang out and talk to. You know? Same with Poppy. Poppy shows up in chat every now and then, so he's really chill. But you know, it was cool. It was fun. I need to play more stuff with them. I just, you know, people are busy. It's one of the things I never actually went through with Pummel Party, because I was like, people are busy. Everyone's got different schedules. So I don't know. Because I try to do Friday and Saturday, because, like, you know, that's when people are popping off, you know. But I'm actually not sure. I feel like in my experience, a lot, maybe it's just the streamers I found, because that's most of the time I'm on Twitch. Like, no one I know close enough, they never go live Saturdays or Sundays, like the weekends. I feel like most of the people I know, they actually just rest on the weekends and they stream during the weekday, which is what I do. But I was like, it's interesting, because whenever I'm like, oh, I'm only playing an event for Saturday, I'm like, wait, people might not actually be there because they're out being cool. But I don't go outside. I work most weekends, so that also, you know. I need to find more people. I need to find more people for just in general. Kibi was great because Kibi rated me, and then she was persistent, which I like because I'm very shy. And I've tweeted. This is gonna be me scrolling through my Twitter. I'm not scrolling, but, you know, recounting my tweets for things to talk about. But like the past, like 1, 2, 3, like 3 or 4 people, I was like, oh, they're interacting with me a bit more. Let me check them out. Let me like commit to being their friend. One of them, I only found out later. Actually, one before that, one of them was EU, so I can't really interact with them too much because they stream when I'm at work. The second one was Australian, which that was a crazy revelation, because I was like, you know, EU people, even if I can't like stream with them, sometimes they're live when I'm at work, and I'm like, all right, I can listen to their stream while I'm at work. You know, I'm chilling. Australian people mainly stream at like 4 a.m. my time, like 2 a.m. And there's a sweet spot between like 1 a.m. and like 4 a.m. where I'm guaranteed to be asleep. Some nights I stay up a little late, depending on if my late night streamer goes live. Latest then is like 2 a.m. But 90% of the time, I'm in bed no later than, whereas I'm in bed by like 11 p.m. So I definitely can't watch any Australian streamers. Then the one after that, they're like a 10 p.m. streamer. Like I said, I go to bed at like 11 or something. And then they stream for like 5 hours. It's like, I can't watch all that. I can't catch up. I can't keep up with this stuff, man. I can't. So I need to find more people who are live exactly when I'm not doing anything. Which should work. I'm just very shy. Yeah, I'm also very particular. Because, listen, I'm kind of the perfect chatter. Listen, let me explain myself. When I'm in a Twitch chat, I know how to match vibes, and I know Twitch chat etiquette so well. I don't backseat. I don't do any of that crazy stuff, because I'm a streamer, so I know what takes me off in Twitch chats. So like whenever I'm in someone's chat, I'm kind of crazy with it. If they're really engaging, I'll like comment on the stream. I'll make a lot of jokes. I'm a very funny man in a lot of people's chats. I'll engage in conversation. I'll you know, maybe if the chat's a little slow, I'll be like, hey, you know, and they like do something in game, I'm like, ooh, let's go, that was great, you know? I'm kind of the perfect Twitch chatter. But it's gotta be the right chat environment. Basically what I'm saying is I want people to notice me. Because sometimes I'm throwing zingers out there, and some people they don't respond to them well enough. So I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, you're done. I'm joking, but I prefer streamers who are like engage with their chat. But it's a weird dichotomy because like I don't like super big Twitch chats, like I said, because I want people to read my messages. So I don't want too fast of a chat, otherwise I get drowned out. My ideal chat is with a streamer I like and no one else. Maybe like 1 or 2 people that are also pretty chill. To me, it's midnight. I understand what you mean by that. Yeah, that's another thing. Like I said, a lot of people I wanted to be friends with, they're late night streamers, and a lot of my viewers are like either EU or like Asia, which is crazy. I feel like I've had multiple people who have been like, yeah, it's like 4 a.m. for me. And I was like, wow, what the heck? I remember that one person when I played Deadlock. he was like, I don't know where he was Southeast Asia. And like I'd go live at like 9 a.m. and be like, yeah, I can never watch your other streams because like they're, you know, at this time for me. I was like, that's crazy. But I appreciate you nonetheless. So I'll see, meanwhile, watching some of your streams. I get that. I've done that. I've done that even when it's not 4 a.m. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm kind of tired. I want to take a nap. Let me throw on this person's stream. But yeah, I appreciate all the people who stay up late to watch these streams. More. I appreciate you more than the Americans. I'm joking. Unless you're PST. If you're PST, I'm sorry. I respect you less. Sorry, Aiko. But Aiko's Arizona, so like sometimes she's PST. Sometimes she's not. When she's not PST, I'm like, let's go. When she's PST, I'm like, step back, buddy. If you're Central Time Zone, you got something. I'm sorry. It's just PST is like, you know, it gets late for me sometimes, you know? Like, oh, it's only 5 p.m. for me. It's like, man, it's like 7 p.m., man. I gotta... If it's like a Monday night, I'm like, oh, freak, man, I gotta be in bed like 2 hours. It's crazy. But, like I said, Arizona is pretty chill. Because like they don't do daylight savings or whatever. So sometimes they're like MST. And MST is kind of sick. There was a point like last week where I was like, man, I kind of want to move to like Arizona or New Mexico because it's so cold in my freaking, what's it called? In the place I work. So anytime I leave work and it's like 80 degrees outside, I'm like, ah, it literally feels like a movie. I walk outside, I close my eyes and I look up and I go, ah. I feel the heat wrap around me. And I was like, I love the heat. And I think like going to like the Southwest where it's like always hot would freaking rock because no one wants to live there because it's so hot. So I could get a cheap house and then revel in the heat. It's a win-win. No one wants to live there, but I want to live there. That visit Arizona in the summer first. You don't understand how much I like the heat, Aiko. My thermostat in my house is set to like 76. Like 70, yeah, 76. I love it. And I love the heat, and I hate the cold. So if it never got cold, I'd be like, oh. Oh. Could move to Vegas. Vegas, they're not doing too hot nowadays. I feel like rent's gonna be pretty cheap there. There was that twin. See? And also the other thing with Arizona is like, I don't go outside. So, I wouldn't even if I did hate the heat, I wouldn't have to deal with it anyway. it's you know, it's a win-win. The only downside is I don't have any family there, and that's mainly the reason I'm still here. Like, oh, in case, because I'm still young, in case of an emergency, like I want to be close to family. Also, Twitch chat, I'm sorry, there's gonna be freaking an ad break in like 10 seconds. I'm sorry. Don't you? I've never been to Korean barbecue. I figure once I'm like older and like really figure out what I'm doing with my life, I could be persuaded to move to Arizona or something. Because I'm also scared of like natural disasters. In the South, you get like hurricanes and tornadoes. West Coast, you get like earthquakes. Northwest and Midwest, you get blizzards. Arizona only gets like droughts, right? And that's how bad could that be? Listen. At least for a drought, you it's like gradual. It's not like an extinction event, you know? First you get a monsoon, it's like huge dust storms. Sometimes they start fires. Oh yeah, I forgot about fires, huh? Otherwise just lack of water. Well, there's not many trees in Arizona, right? I don't know anything. All of my Arizona knowledge comes from Breaking Bad, and that's not even in Arizona. That's in New Mexico. But I was like, you know, they're basically the same. Bye, T. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Hey, I could go like maybe Texas. 'Cause I have some family in Texas, but like Texas, they got some problems, man. First off, it's the snowstorms. Even though I like the heat, Texas gets snowstorms, and then they're not prepared for it. Even though it's happened like 3 times, they're still like, "Nah, it won't happen again." And then it happens again. They're like, "What the frick, man? We could have never accounted for this." So I don't know about Texas, but maybe New Mexico or Nevada. I also like Arizona because it's closer to LA, I guess, which is where all the conventions are. There's nothing on the East Coast, man. It blows. I hate it. I was looking. Because I considered taking a vacation next year to like Toronto. It's kind of passing the idea around because I think I know someone who lives there. There's also an anime convention in Toronto that I think last year or the year before, my model artist had a booth at. I thought it'd be really cool to meet my model artist in person. I thought it'd be sick. Plus, Toronto is pretty... I mean, I looked it up and like... Freaking... Bye, comma. What was it saying? The price of a flight to Toronto is expensive. I was like, surely it's cheaper than going to LA during like off-guy or something. That was also, it was like the same price, which is crazy. I was also looking like, I get why the price to a flight ticket fluctuates so much, but like, so I'll wait the 5 seconds for the ad break to be over, and then I'll but okay, ads are over. But I was like, a flight to LA is like $300 more if you go in like June as opposed to like September or something. It's crazy. I know why, because people want to be in LA during the summer, but I was like, man, a flight to LA in like September is only like $100. That's not that crazy. Being a VTuber has really, because before I had no idea. The concept of money. Let me explain that. I didn't know how much things cost because I never bought anything. I didn't know what was deemed like too expensive or what's like the average. But the funny thing is about being a VTuber for myself is that this VTubing, I spent a lot of money on VTubing. So now when I see stuff that's like an eighth of the price, I'm like, it's pretty cheap, even though it's still like pretty pricey. I was like, you know, the flight ticket during off season to LA is only like $100, man. Round trip, maybe. If not round trip, though, like that's like $200. This model costs like 6 times that, man. Granted, there's hotels and everything, but still, man, I was like, oh, this is what people spend money on. So I was like, I don't spend money. I don't buy clothes. I buy occasional video game and art commissions and stuff, and like obviously the VTubing stuff. So I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So I was like, oh, this is usually what people spend a bunch of money on, vacations. So I was like, maybe I'll step out of my comfort zone and actually take a real vacation somewhere. I would have to get a passport. And also fly on a plane. I haven't flown on a plane since I was like 12. And then I have so much anxiety, man. The time old classic of going to the airport and being like, what if I have a gun? Even though there's no gun anywhere near me at all. I was like, what if one magically showed up there? How do I explain that? That's just how it is, man. That's anxiety. Like the Dochi? Is that how it's about? Dochi? I always want to call her Doichi. I think it's Dochi. Anxiety. I know people use money on vacation. Fun. That's so weird. Yeah, I know, man. Why don't they spend it? Listen, for the cost of going to like France or Paris, you could get a VTuber model like this one. And oh, what do you get when you go on vacation? Oh, memories and things I'll cherish forever, and like, you know, the ability to see the world and like widen my horizons and stuff. Or you could spend that money to get a sick VTuber model that could freaking do this, man. Wow. Yeah. Who needs freaking airplanes, man? Spend your money on this. Spend your money on this. That's what I'm doing. Sick VTuber model? Thank you. Sick design, Aiko. I don't know if you saw on my Twitter. I quote tweeted my designer whenever they went live for my summer outfit design, but I'm also getting a new design in the future. Pretty excited. That was also kind of what I was like, I want to do a subathon. Granted, like, if I reach all the goals for my subathon, it'd be a decent amount of money, but I would then spend that money on half the goals. Because some of the goals are like, you know, art and stuff. So I'd have to commission the art kind of with the money I got, which is, it's funny, like I said. But hey, that's money I wouldn't have had before. So. Also, let's just say I need a lot of subs in order to pay for the design, outfit, and rigging. I would need a bit more than 50 subs. I debated on doing like a dono thing, because donating technically gives me more money, but the reason I'm specifically doing subs is for the emote slots. If I get the 50 sub goal, then I can get like 3 more emotes, and like 3 more animated emotes, or something like that, around there. I don't know, I didn't check the chart. At least probably like 3 more regular emotes. So the money is really secondary. That's the main goal, is to get more emote slots. I don't really care about the actual money itself. But Twitch is like, in order to get more emote slots, you have to give us money. And it's like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I've already, you know, there's two ways it could go. I could not get anything and get too much. I've mentally prepared for both. You know? And if I don't, I'm not going to be like, you know, this isn't like a pity thing. It's like, oh no, I didn't reach my goals. I cannot stress this enough. I genuinely do not care if I don't reach the subathon goals. I frankly, even if I don't reach them, I still might do the ACT stream just because in concept it's so funny. I do like wear my glasses and like I put together like a little classroom asset and stuff. I don't know what parts of the ACT are there. There's science, math, history, and English. I think I'm gonna absolutely get destroyed on math, just because math is the one thing where it's like you kind of gotta have it fresh on your memory, especially all like the equations and stuff. But I think I can absolutely demolish the English section. I think the English section was my highest rated on my actual ACT. Sorry, changing soundtracks. We're in the Planet Coaster now. So we shall see. I do also kind of want to do the weapons hot dog challenge. Oh yeah, for the freaking, I like the noodle challenge and stuff. I'm ordering gloves. You know, the long gloves. I need to figure out how to set up a hand cam. Especially for the weapons hot dog stuff. I would have to show you. But I don't want to show my hands. I'm already self-conscious about them. My hands are fine, but my wrists are very skinny. Even though I'm not like... My wrists look like they're from a different person compared to my whole body. My wrists are like pencil thin. But the rest of my body is like kind of, you know, normal-ish. Sorry, playing the Coaster soundtrack is too loud, man. We're going back to Poly Bridge. But I think the gloves will sort of thicken my wrists a bit. Maybe I'll pad my wrists. It's just, I don't know. For some reason, my wrists are thin. Anytime I'd show them some of my wrists, they'd be like, why is that bone sticking out? Because you know the wrist bone? If your wrists are so thin, like it protrudes out, they're like, ew, why is yours so prominent? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Stop making fun of me. Never forget. I had to hand something to a girl, and she was like, ew, why are your hands sweaty? It made me want to die. I'll never forget it. She was a friend, too. And I didn't think my hands were sweaty. I think they can get a bit clammy sometimes. So I was like, oh, okay. New insecurity unlocked. I don't know. I've gotten less insecure. Thanks to one canon event last year, made me less insecure about myself, which I'm very thankful for, and thankful to that person. But I'm not perfect. I still get insecure about some stuff. You know, as a wise poet once said, you're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. You only make up to cover up. Being the way that you are is enough. What are they up to? Okay, well, I know what some of them are up to. I know where one of them is not up to. It was crazy, man. I think I was on someone's stream and someone came in the chat and they're like, hey, do you know Liam Payne just died? I was like, excuse you? That was crazy. I was a Directioner, man. I don't know what to tell you. I got into One Direction in middle school because I had a crush on a girl and she was really into One Direction. So I was like, oh, yeah, I love One Direction too. And then I eventually just like started liking One Direction. It's like, you know, these they're kind of hits, man. One Thing's pretty good. Live While We're Young's pretty good. I'm a big fan of Kiss You. Kiss You's pretty catchy. They got some snoozers. It's crazy. For the Best Day Ever song, Then we danced all night to the, you know that one? The music video. I remember the YouTubers react to it from the Fine Bells. They were like, the whole crux of the video is like, oh, you have to be exactly like these pop groups of the past. You know, it's like, oh, I have these outfits that are like the Backstreet Boys. And they're like, no, we're nothing like that. And the song starts, and it's just a love song where she's like, and then we danced all night to the best song. Maybe it's the way she walks. You know, it was pop slop, man. It went against the entire concept of the music video. It did have Zayn Malik in drag, and honestly, I still to this day don't know how he pulled that off, because he doesn't look like Zayn Malik. And someone told me that was Zayn Malik. I was like, what? The other ones, obviously, I could tell. The Zayn one, I guess he doesn't talk in the video, I think, so it was crazy. I wasn't much of a believer. It was crazy looking at the public treatment of one Justin Bieber. Also, it was great. Like, listen, I was a kid. I think a lot of it, especially among the youth, was jealousy, because you're like, oh, all these girls in my class are obsessed with this kid my age. They think he's so hot and funny and talented. I hate this guy. But it's insane that they're like actual like grown adults who are like, this kid sucks. I want this kid to die. And I was like, wow, okay, that's pretty wild. You're like, you have a job, and you have a wife, and you're typing this stuff on Facebook. There's no other word to say it. You're insane. Did you see? Okay, not to talk about drama, okay, but I just had to bring it up. On Twitter, there was a VTuber who got banned for saying some very harsh stuff to a chat member. And it was insane. It was insane to me. It was insane to me that some people are like that. And then I checked their content, and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, my content's so entertaining. Everyone clowning on me, they're all boring. And I check out their content, and it's the worst content I've ever seen in my entire life. It's the VTuber content, you know what I'm talking about? Where they're like, oh, I'm such a bottom, oh, OMG, this looks like a PP, you know, oh. And I was like, really? This is the content you call funny and entertaining? The worst part is they're like double my size, you know, and they actually have people who find that entertaining. It's just like, pack one, pick one. I'm fine trashing other people's content that are bigger than me if their content is genuinely bad. Because I know my own content. And while my content isn't insanely good, there's some duds. Every now and then I post a clip where I'm like, yeah, that wasn't my best, but I had to, you know, put a clip out there. Even with that, I'm still pretty funny, man. So like, I was like, you know, if you took the average person and showed them some of my clips and some of the other person's clips, I think 90% of people would be like, I think this guy's funnier. This guy being me. I don't know though. Obviously, you know, it's not 100% accurate, seeing as how, you know, I'm still a little guy compared to others, but I think it's just a matter of finding that audience. There's different audiences for different stuff, man. And you gotta reconcile that. My target audience is like 40-year-olds. Is that my audience? I don't know, but that's the audience I want it to be, kind of. Like the 25 to like 40-year-old demographic is peak, man. Because anything lower than that, and you just get a bunch of immature people, anything higher than that, you're like, it kind of gets uncomfortable. Like, okay, why are you watching this? Back when I'm 40? Does this mean I'm 40? No, I said 25 to 40. I did say at start, like, my target audience is 40, but I clarified 25 to 40. Just because a lot of the stuff I reference is like, you know, stuff I grew up on, and sometimes young people just don't know what I'm talking about. So leave when I turn, yeah, exactly. You turn 41, you're like, sorry, Gramps. Time for what do old people watch? Three Stooges. I don't know. Someone put at work. There's like a little TV at the lounge. Someone put like a old timey channel, and there's like Three Stooges. And I was like, this is kind of peak. But I don't know. Sometimes like kids, they just don't. They don't get my cerebral jokes, man. Every now and then, like, listen, I used to be in a VTuber group. Group will not be named. It ended kind of badly, but I'm still amicable with some of them. But a lot of them, a little younger than me. And every now and then I'd be like, listen, it was a different time. It was my first delve into VTubing. And it was a learning experience because I learned I never want to be friends with someone much younger than me. Like, anyone who has a teen in their name, I'm like, I can interact with you. I can be mutuals and stuff. I do not want to be your friend because it's just different points of life, different experiences, different maturity levels. Am I saying the group ended because of someone's maturity level not being where it should have been? Yes. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, there's a life lesson, I was like, okay. I think people my age are freaking wicked, man. Because I can say stuff and reference stuff, and they're like, dude, I remember that. I freaking... Chowder. I love Chowder from Cartoon Network. Good night, Sax. Thanks for stopping by. Like movies and stuff. Just general life experience. Like, I'm sort of glad I went through that. So I didn't have a lot of friends in high school and stuff, so I didn't learn a lot of life lessons. I was kind of a loner. So I kind of experienced the life lessons a bit later in life, but I'm glad I experienced them then, instead of like right now. Like the first part of my life was pretty wacky. Perhaps the old XKCD dating age range calculation works with just friendships in general. What is it, half your age plus 5? No. Plus 7. I'm trying to calculate that. Yeah, that works. I can see that. This is like if I go to whenever someone's like, I'm worried on how old someone is. I always ask what their favorite cartoon was growing up, because I know exactly when I kind of stopped watching cartoons, and if they say any of them post that, I'm like, you're done. But if they say Amazing World of Gumball, I'm like, you're too young for me. I don't know. That's like exactly the point where I stopped watching cartoons, because I remember looking like being now and being like, wait, this show I keep seeing clips from Amazing World of Gumball, and I was like, wait, this show actually looks pretty good. I'm sad I missed it. So 40-year-old wouldn't really relate to anyone under 27. Someone should have told Jerry Seinfeld that. Anytime like the celebrity would date someone way younger than him, I'd be like, I'd do the calculation. I'd like, doing the calculation, there's like 10 years still under where you did the calculation, man. It's a Northern Line bit, but he was just like, for those of you who don't know, Jerry Seinfeld dated a high schooler when he was like 40 or something. But Northern Line was like, ethics aside, even if it was legal, what do you talk about if you're 40 years old, and what do you talk about with a 17-year-old? They're like 17. They've done nothing. They're like, oh, I gotta do my calculus homework. How do you hold the conversation? He's like, yeah, you know, I toured when I was 20 across Massachusetts. And she's like, I went to Disney World last week. You know? I guess it's pretty eventful, but I listen. Bill Belichick? Is he doing that? Is Bill Belichick? I mean, what's his face? Leonardo DiCaprio. At least his is like 25 or something, right? It's still bad. But at least they're like kind of adults. I don't know, man. Some people, you know, it's insane. It's insane. Some people do be wanting relationships for a certain thing, and I'm just like, that's crazy. Well, Belichick was 73-year-old former New England Patriots coach, and he had 24. Okay, there's a scale though. When it's so far away that it's comical, that's where I'm like, all right, she knows what she's doing, you know. Where it's like, if it's like, you know, 40 and like a 17-year-old, you're like, okay, he's grooming her. But when it's like a 24-year-old and like a 70-year-old rich man, you're like, all right, get that bag, lady, up top. Because, you know, it's if we can. Then Jeff Bezos's, there was no age difference there, but like Jeff Bezos's ex-wife, she divorced him and became like one of the richest women of all time just because she took like half his net worth. That's pretty sick, man. Because like they know what they're doing. They're not like, oh, this girl is in love with me for my personality. They know they're dating them for the money. So you gotta take the L. You can't be like, I thought she loved me. Are you insane? Maybe I should do that. I need to find an older woman. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, it's crazy. People are wanting to date younger people. My ideal woman is like mid-30s. I'm joking. But still, like, I value intelligence so much. Just in any person. Because, like, I don't know. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I'm a nerd. Alright? I want someone to be like, I'm like, dude, let me look up the let me look at, like today the stream. I was like, let me look at the Wikipedia page for Derwin. I wanted someone to be like, oh, yeah, tell me about it. Nerd, listen. I embrace it, man. Nerds are in, kind of. Girls are like, oh, I love nerds. But the caveat is they have to be a little bit attractive. It sounds like I'm incel posting. I'm not. But I'm like, every now and then, like a Twitter video will pop up and be like, I'm so into nerds, and it's a supermodel wearing glasses, and he's talking about, oh, this is my Warhammer collection, and they're like, I just love nerds. So something about him, I just love nerds. Meanwhile, he's got like a 8% body fat. They're like, yeah, I just I love nerds. What can I say? It's like, yeah, I know you do. Something tells me this nerd's a bit different. That's incel posting. I'm not an incel. I've had events happen to me where I was like, man, I really know I'm not an incel. So I'm like, if this happened to an incel, he would become the most woman-hating person of all time. But it happened to me and I was like, yeah, I don't hate women for this. I'm good. I'm not, you know, insane. Incels are so funny to me, man. You're like, yeah, women suck. And then women are like, can't believe you believe that. I don't like you. And they're like, I told you, man, they suck. It's like, well, if you're like, I don't think women suck. Women are immediately like, oh, the bare minimum. Interesting. Tell me more. You're like, I actually think women and men should be equals. And you're like, let's go. It's so easy. Like in the Valorant streams, it's so easy to be nice to a woman in Valorant. I can always tell. I don't know. Sometimes women in Valorant be having... Sometimes I can tell if someone's a woman. Just by name plus character choice. And so I'm always like, you know, I try to be nice. You know, let's have a good match, everybody. I feel like 90% of the time... Not 90%. A lot of the time, I feel like that niceness and openness gives them the courage to speak. Because something... I don't know. Even I get it. I get scared when I hear the Valorant accent. I can't imagine being a woman and hearing the Valorant accent. It's like, yo, anyone got a mic? Like, that's crazy to me. But when I'm like, let's have a good match, everybody. I can see they're like, oh, this guy seems nice. You know? Basically, the one what can I say? I respect women. I just unlocked a new face toggle, man. This is me. This is mewing, man. It's good stuff. Oops. I respect men too. It's crazy. People think just because you respect women, you also hate men. I respect them both, man. There's nuances. They should be equal, but they're different in varying reasons. You know? Some stuff, you know? They could be different types of people, but still be equal. That's possible. People don't realize that. Like the freaking dudes rock. You know how I know? If every now and then I see a post on Twitter where it's like, I just won the freaking stick lottery, and they show like the sickest stick of all time. Like, frick, man, that's a good stick. And all the comments like, dude, that's a masterful stick, bro. Where'd you find that? And then like, for like some of the women I talk to, they're like, what's the deal with sticks? I don't know. Why do they like to? They just don't get it, man. You have no idea how cool it is to find a cool stick in the woods. It's the greatest feeling of all time. That's the main draw of hiking, man. You gotta find a good stick. Big fan of rocks. Rocks are second best. A nice like smooth rock go pretty crazy. Some would say they rock. I wanna rock. Bam, bam, bam. I want to rock. Can we talk about how bad music is? Today, I went to my YouTube Discovery music playlist because I was like, I want to find some new music artists. And through it, I was like, man, a lot of modern music kind of sucks. Kind of just sounds the same. Like rock some good layers, dude. I debated on becoming a geologist because I took one earth science class in college. I was like, wait, this is kind of sick. It's kind of fun. So rocks and sticks, no, it's okay. We can go back to rocks and sticks. The worst part is like when you gotta go home. Because depending on the stick, you can't take the stick home. I get worried if I find a cool stick. So I'm like, I don't want to take this home in case there's like a bunch of bugs in it. And there's a bunch of bugs in my house. Maybe it's the freaking, maybe it's our caveman instincts. It's like, oh, big stick. But you know, women love flowers. I don't really get it, but I respect their love for it. You know, you give a woman a flower, it's like, it's incredible to them. But if someone gave me a flower, I'd be like, thank you. It just doesn't hit me, you know? I said a degree in geology. I mean, if I ever actually do my dream career, which is anthropology, part of that is geology. If you're doing like excavations and like, you know, so rocks like all over the place. Must be a pain to move, huh? It's like, all right, what's in here? All right, this is my t-shirts. All right, this is my sack of rocks. Gonna go ahead and put that one. Probably gonna carry that one on. Poor airport worker's gonna break his back trying to lift up a luggage container full of 50 pounds of rocks. I've always wanted like the flint rocks, you know, there's a guy in like a recreation center I went to as a kid. He had like 2 rocks and he'd spark them up against each other. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I think I could survive out in the woods. One of the stretch goals I had, I was like, all right, stretch goal, spend a day in your car. I was like, that one's just, would that even be funny? I don't think I could stream in it. I'd be like record voice memos like, all right guys, I'm in my car. You should travel. 2 sparking rocks is the greatest thing you've ever seen. Wow, Mello. Okay, well, you're right, but I would only travel to like big cities. I don't know if I'd travel like to go hiking and stuff. I don't know. I could be active. I did think about going to the Grand Canyon once in my life. I saw a video of like, he's binging with Babish. He did a Cracker Barrel food review, and for some of the food, he took him to the Grand Canyon. And just the shot of him looking out on the Grand Canyon, I was like, frick, man, that looks pretty sick. That looked like it'd be fun. But I think the sparking rocks thing is because I watched a lot of survival stuff growing up. That's why I think I could survive in the wilderness, man. First thing you need fire. You need fire. It's like fire, some place to stay, kind of, and water. Food is, you know, you can last a bit without food, but water is the real kicker. It is crazy learning Bear Grylls, like, he'd stay in hotels sometimes. I learned so much, though. Like, if you ever have matches, you can double your match efficacy. If you take one match and you, like, split it in half, you know? It's very particular because you can't, like, mess up the striking part, but you can double your match uses by splitting one in half. It goes crazy. As soon as I learned that, I was like, oh. And you can use, like, your shoelaces to make, like, a little spindle thing for fire starting. There's a lot, man. I could make like a, what is it, reverse osmosis. Like if I was on an island, I could make like a thing for it to get fresh water out of seawater. There's a lot, man. The main stuff I'd be kind of bad at would be like, maybe like setting traps and stuff. I don't think I could make a tripwire or anything, like a snare. I'm not too well versed in trapping, or like, you know, knowledge of like poisonous foods and stuff. I think I could eat some bugs. Maybe not raw, but like sometimes he'd be taking like the grubs and stuff and roasting them over the fire. They look kind of tasty. You know, you crunch them. A lot of protein in those. I don't think I would squeeze the water out of camel poop and drink it. I don't think I'd do that. I think that's a bit too far for me. It's also crazy he did that, because every single survival expert is like, yeah, don't do that. You're gonna get a disease and die. The water is not worth it. You're just gonna die. You might probably get diarrhea and then lose all the water anyway. So it's like, don't do that. I don't know why Bear Grylls did that. It was kind of sick when he. So this is too much, but he killed that snake and then used its body as a canteen. That was pretty sick. He did pee in it, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Even though I don't. I mean, you can drink your pee. You can drink your pee for like the first 2 passes. After that, you're pushing it, because like with each pass you're stripping the water out and you're just getting the bad stuff. Hey everyone, tune in to Dazzling Oriel where he talks about drinking your pee on stream. Stretch goal unlocked. I'm joking, guys. I'm pretty sure that's against TOS. I don't know what's against TOS in terms of punishment. So I was like, no. You know, intrusive thoughts. I have OCD. Sometimes I get intrusive thoughts where I was like, stretch goal, break my arm. I was like, okay, you can't do that for myriad reasons. 1, you don't want to do that. I don't want to break my arm. And 2, pretty sure it's against TOS to do self-harm for money. But I was like, alcohol? Can you even do alcohol punishments? I'd have to refresh my stuff. That's why, you know, the beer tasting thing, I was like, yeah, it'd be me tasting them. I wouldn't, you know, wouldn't be like every sub I'd drink a beer. I was like, does hot sauce fall under, like, if I actually do hot sauce shots, does that fall under freaking TOS? I don't think so. So no subs for shots. Yeah, that's what I figured. We'll see though. I don't know, I feel like there's like a... Don't tell them, but like... Isn't it like if you're a small enough streamer, you can kind of get away with a lot more stuff? Because like no one's like reporting you or anything? There was a time where like me and some friends were going to 0 viewer just chatting streams and seeing what was going on. Hi, Dyer. There's some funny stories about the 0 viewer just chatting streams. There was a kid in South America. Looking back, here's the funniest thing of all time. We're pretty sure he dropped his phone and broke it, and then the stream ended. That was pretty good. There was one. These Russian kids were streaming from school, and we were talking to them. We were trying to communicate with them. It was very funny. Okay, increase the mic volume. Is it too bad? I checked before, like my VOD last time. I thought it was pretty good. He was streaming on mobile. He was streaming on his phone. We were trying to get him to say like, he was saying like hello in English and stuff. It was very funny. He's like, hello everyone. And we were like, привет. There was one that was then trying to increase the mic. Hold on. Enhance audio properties. We'll go up to 6. Is that any better? Yeah, he was on Omegle, which first off, don't stream Omegle on Twitch because he was just doing Omegle, and then like a pornographic ad popped up, and he looked at it like a good like 30 seconds, and then he finally clicked away, and there was like a nude person on it. We were just like, man, what goes on? There was one guy who was doing like a radio show. It was crazy. It was insane stuff. Yeah, Omegle was a bad idea. That's why I like Voop Chat, because Voop Chat is it's Omegle, but it's moderated and it's VTubers. So it's a win-win. He was studying it, man. You know, should we do that now? Should I browse 0 viewer Twitch streamers? I'm obviously not going to show them on stream, but I think it'd be funny to... Oh, dude, I remember another one. There was one where it was a girl cooking like dinner for like her brother, and like we were in chat like the entire time, and like She was cooking, like we were there for like like 2 hours. She was making the whole stuff. Like her brother was like, a little weird, but it was so funny. It was so wholesome. I remember that. What's she up to, man? She's probably like, what was it? This was like 3 or 4 years ago. So she's probably like a junior in high school by now. Okay, I don't know how old she was. She was younger. I can't remember. I think she like oversalted her eggs or something. There's something where I was like, what would she just do? Yeah, that was crazy. I'm not gonna do it on stream just because I don't want to get banned. You know, I said lower viewer streamers kind of get, because like high viewer streamers, if you do anything to us, you get banned just because there's more people watching, more people to report, and like more views and stuff. But watching zero viewer just chatting stream, that's more of like a Discord event. If I ever was like, screw it, man, let's hop in the Discord and just watch zero viewer Twitch streams. What could go wrong? And then I accidentally play something horrible, like a man getting shot in the head. I was like, all right, that's enough of that. I don't know. Didn't Disguised Toast watch all of Naruto on stream once? That was crazy. Today was Naruto Day. I did watch 2 episodes of Naruto. That show, way too long, man. Way too long. It's good though. It's just way too long. At the channel I'm watching, they're watching 2 episodes a week. Even 2 episodes, I'm like, oh, it's gonna take forever. And it is. It is. Oh, we can check my Twitter bookmarks, conversation topics. Where are my bookmarks? Yeah, One Piece is another one. It's like, I actually think I'd like One Piece. It's just there's too many episodes. I need to watch The Amazing Digital Circus. I keep seeing clips. I saw the first episode. I liked it. Decent. I didn't realize they have like a lot more episodes now. It's good. I like Pomni. She's cute. I need to find more lineless artists. It's like the style I like for drawing is lineless, but it's so hard to find a lot of lineless artists just because a lot of artists, turns out they like line art. So messing through 1,000+ episodes, if every episode be worth it, yeah. I don't know how much filler there is in One Piece, but there's a lot of it in Naruto. I think as like, I think Naruto isn't too bad if you know which fillers to skip, but it's still bad. Lines is in literal lines, yeah. You know, line art for drawing, whenever for 90% of these anime drawings, like I have line art on this model, you know. But lineless art, you don't have line art, so you rely on like contrast of colors and stuff. So that's the kind of art I like because I think it looks clean, you know. So, but it's not a lot of artists do it, or at least they probably do. It's hard to find. So every now and then I'm just on Twitter. I rely on my friend. She mainly uses Twitter for art, so I just she sends me people, and I'm like, oh, I'll follow them. Yeah, you will see. I can stream art now, so we're gonna do art streams. I don't know how often I'll do them. I might do them as like bonus streams. I'm kind of locked into like Stop Tuesdays, Indie Game Wednesday, and Vintage Thursday. But every now and then I'm like, you know, what if we did a Saturday stream? What if we did a cozy little art Saturday stream? Because I feel like a lot of YouTubers are artists. So that could be an avenue with which I could perhaps do growth. I'm not a good artist. I'm an okay artist, I think. But in order for my art to be okay, it takes a lot of time. So I'm not too sure how the streams of it would be. I care about random paint splatter, meaning this represents the soul of human being. Listen, as someone who went to an art school and has a degree in graphic design, I actually kind of am that guy to an extent. I feel like people sort of misrepresent abstract art and stuff. And granted, there's some truly awful abstract art that is definitely just used to money launder. But I feel like people see those things and think all abstract art is like that. There's some really nice abstract art pieces and stuff like that, like installations. Like the one I was talking about is the big red wall, where it's like the guy painted like this giant wall red, and then someone had to or someone like vandalized it. You know, they threw something, they tore it or anything, they threw paint on it or something. And so the art exhibit, they're like, all right, we guess we got to restore it. So they just tried painting over it with paint. But the original artist was so particular in the way he mixed the paint that they could not recreate that same color of red, no matter how hard they tried. I think that's cool. That's art, you know, where it's like, you might see it as just be like, oh, well, big red wall. But art is also the process and, you know, stuff that went into it. Like the artist spent a lot of time perfecting that specific shade of red. So I think that's cool. Like someone's like, oh, someone just uses like store-bought paint. That's one thing, but the fact that the artist took his time to make that specific color of red paint, that's the art, you know? There's flat red, yeah. So let me see if I can find the art piece. Wall of red art piece. Famous? Oh, is this it? Am I supposed to feel inspired by red? Yes. You are. That's what I'm trying to convey. Because it's not just red. It's paint. It's texture. Like, it's different if you just see a picture of it, but to actually go to an art exhibit, you can see the brushstrokes. You can see someone did that. So you're supposed to be like, if someone did this and it got here, I can do something like that. Everyone's always like, oh, I could paint a canvas red. So why don't you? You know? This person painted a canvas red and their art is in a museum. So what are you doing differently? Because you cannot do that. You cannot paint a canvas red and get put in an art museum. Art museums, they don't do that. There's like, oh, this guy painted red. There's more to it. I'm an art defender, man. Especially in the rise of AI art, I'm an art defender. I started painting and ended up horribly. I took like a few painting classes in college, and I actually really liked them. I really like that I took them because they taught me a lot about color theory, and they changed the way how I look at color and lighting, which is very, very helpful. If you want a color to be brighter, you add yellow. You don't add white. A lot of people, they try and add white to make a color brighter, but that just desaturates it. But if you add white to red, it just makes it pink. It doesn't make it... It kind of makes it brighter, but it changes the color. You know? If you add a little yellow, it makes it a little oranger, but it also makes it brighter. And orange is kind of just brighter red, especially if you put it next to like a darker color. So that's contrast. That's how you make a color brighter. Yeah, don't get me started on AI art. I had like a... It was like a DVD stream where I ended DVD and then spent like an hour just making fun of AI artists and explaining art. You know, what it means to me and everything. I'll do it again, man. If AI art has one hater, it's me. If AI art has 0 haters, it means I'm dead. But like, art is just, it's great, man. It's practice. Like, you know, my art's not perfect, but you know, it takes time to get there. Not now, Shio. People see art as like a commodity. They see it as, you know, a product, but art is like, it's a process. There's different levels, obviously, but like the main reason AI art is becoming big is because it makes people money. You know? An AI scam artist can be like, all right, hey, I did 50 commissions in an hour where I just typed the prompt and then it shot out art. I made so much money off it. That's like that gets commodifying art. True art, you know, comes from the soul. It's not illegal yet. I mean, there's full-on companies nowadays that are making art using AI to make art. There's a dang Coke commercial that was fully AI. It's insane. I said it before. The only way any sort of legislation is gonna happen with AI art or just AI generation is gonna have to be like a catastrophic event, like a war is gonna get started because of like an AI generated video or something, and the government's gonna be like, all right, maybe we should regulate this. Maybe people shouldn't be allowed to generate real looking footage of someone like murdering someone and then have it be used in a trial. That's gonna be the main one. So it's crazy to me, like, you know, you type in like an AI generator, like, oh, do this in the style of a Disney movie, and it does it in the style of a Disney movie. But they obviously had to train it on a Disney movie. So I don't know why Disney is just like, yeah, it's fine. Because you have to train it on something. You can't believe they trained it off of someone mimicking Disney. They had to train it on Disney stuff itself, and it's just because it's not regulated, they can do that. But then maybe Disney's using AI too, so maybe they don't care. Maybe they'll turn a blind eye. Anyone can train them? Yeah, but like, you know, that's the problem. That's why I need regulation. I mean, the crux of AI art and why I hate it is because it's stealing people's work, you know? And so they need to make it so no one can train it other than the company themselves, and the company has to be regulated to what they can train it on. You know, that's the kind of regulation, you know? So, you know, there's something to be said about, you know, AI art that's trained on in-house art, not stolen from people, but, you know, they purchased or they paid people to make art to which the AI would be trained on. But that's not what they're doing, because that costs money. That's one thing, but also just AI art is bad in general. Just AI generation is bad in general for the environment. It just takes up a lot of processing power, which isn't great for the environment. So that's the thing. Like, there's a whole thing with Grok on Twitter. Do I think it was the end of the world that some VTubers are using Grok to ask them a question that was dumb? No. Do I think they're kind of dumb for doing it? A little bit. Just mainly because, like, Grok doesn't even track analytics like that. So if you're asking, like, what's the most famous person who visited my profile? And Grok sees that they, like, you know, like they posted a tweet mentioning, like, you know, James Gunn. And they're like, by my calculations, James Gunn visited your profile. And people are like, whoa, dude, I can't believe James Gunn visited my profile. And it's just like, you know, as you know, when machines took over millions of people's jobs, now AI taking up even more jobs. I mean, yeah, I was agreeing graphic design, but I don't have a graphic design job. You want to know why? Because companies don't want to hire artists. They just want to use sloppily generated AI art. And there's something to be said about natural progression of stuff, of technology and stuff. But it's you know, some stuff is better for society. Some of it is worse, you know? On paper, it could be, it's, you know, we've had automation for different things and it's been good and bad, you know? Like, you know, automated factories have led to, like, a faster creation of certain things, which leads to quality of life, you know? So you got no job? I have a job. It's just not in graphic design. So like automation of, like, you know, factories and stuff allows you to, like, you know, for like the COVID vaccine and stuff, that thing got freaking made super quick because of the industrialization and stuff like that. So progress isn't bad. It's just people are progressing too far. Factory work shouldn't be fully automated. I mean, obviously, I think some stuff has to have a human mind. And like quality control has always been a thing where it's like, oh, humans take a look at the conveyor belt and see if like anything's broken. Unfortunately, there's gonna be an ad break in like 10 seconds. It's gonna be a 3-minute ad break, so I'm just warning you now. But yeah, like a lot of safety stuff needs to be human analyzed. Because machines, you know, they can malfunction. So can humans, but that's why you have both. It does both. The robot's like, looks all good, and the human's like, I'm not so sure. Or the human's like, looks all good, and the robot's like, I'm not so sure. It's check and balance. You gotta live in harmony. You're not replacing. You gotta work together. You know, we've got to work. That's why I saved that bot in that DVD clip, just in case the robot wars happen. And I'm like, all right, guys, I defended you. I didn't defend them, but you know, there's the ad break. You got no ad? There it goes. The ad break is when I looked at Twitter, see what I missed on Twitter. Anything cool on Twitter? Interesting. Every now and then, someone likes my tweet, but they don't follow me. They still like a tweet occasionally. So I don't know how they're getting my tweets on their feed and then liking them, but then also not following them, because I recognize them. Because I'm like, this person always likes this. This person always likes a tweet once in a while. I'm like, where do you come from? Because I'm obviously on your feed multiple times for you to like multiple tweets over the course of a few months. You don't follow me. I'm not saying they should follow me. I'm just like, what are we doing here? We're having, don't worry about it. I had someone like my tweet that I recognize, but I don't know how they got my tweet on their feed, because they don't follow me or anything. Sorry, still 40 seconds of the ad break. I know some people don't have 40 seconds of ads left, but maybe a repost? Maybe. Ugh. I am mad at the grocery store because I needed chicken tenderloin, but all they had was chicken thighs and chicken breasts. And I usually get the chicken tenderloin because it's the cheapest. You go to first stalker? I've had some stalkers before. Light stalking. But they usually give up because they realize I'm kind of boring. Yeah, chicken. I usually get the chicken tenderloins because they're the cheapest. But they're like the second cheapest. But there's no tenderloins. So I'd get chicken breast. But in order for me to get a cheaper amount of chicken breast, I had to buy like 4 pounds of chicken breast. So now I have 4 pounds of chicken breast in my fridge that I have to space out over the course of like a few days. Which, granted, I'm on vacation, but like, I can only do so much. Especially because I'm low-key on a diet, so I can't eat too much. But I'm like, okay, I'll buy the ingredients for nachos, because every now and then I get a massive craving for nachos. So I can use some of them for that. I think I also got to use them for like like a burrito bowl. It is next week is going to be a cheap week because I'm on vacation and I'm not going to buy groceries because I only buy groceries because I work at a grocery store. So I just buy groceries as I leave. But since I'm not going to work, I'm not going to be driving to the grocery store. So I'm going to order food. But hey, man, I'm down like 12 or 14 pounds since I started my diet. I'm not in any rush or anything. So if I go back to some bad eating habits and gain like, if I gain like 6 pounds, I don't care. Because I'll lose it again, man. This is some adult money. I'm going to spend $1,200 following those recipes. Cooking stream when? As soon as I figure out how to do a hand, like a camera. So I think I first need to figure out how to just do a hand cam in general. Because like, I have a webcam, but I think it's so low quality. I don't know if it'd be a good viewing experience, but I don't know what I'd cook. My diet has been very similar. I've eaten the same meal for the past like kind of like 2 weeks. Definitely at least the last like what? Last four days I've eaten the same meal, which is 2 turkey burgers, maybe like a serving of chips, and then a peach, and 4.5 ounces of blueberries. That's like that's the I want to lose weight super quick, because that's only like 900 calories or whatever. It works out. I get a little peckish, but the fruit really helps keeping you full. I used to be chicken and pasta, but I'm a snacker. I love snacking. But the chicken and pasta dinner I would make would be like all my calories for the day, so I wouldn't have room in my calorie counter for any snacks. So I switched to the turkey burgers. Now turkey burgers combined is only like 500 calories. So I get a lot of wiggle room as far as snacking go. And the fruit, combined the fruit's like 150 calories, something like that. I love chips so much, but chips are horrible calorie-wise. One serving of chips, it's like 140 calories, and it's like 13 chips. It's nothing. The closest thing I can get is freaking popcorn. Because popcorn, you get a lot of popcorn in one serving. But like a potato chip or like a Dorito and stuff, it's insane. No wonder I gained so much weight, because sometimes I would just be mindlessly eating chips and you check and see like, I say like 4 servings of chips. It's like 700 calories. What kind of popcorn do you like? I just get the skinny pop, where it's like jalapeno cheddar popcorn. It's like 28 grams per serving, but because they're much more airy and stuff, it feels like a lot more food, you know? I do also like the white cheddar Smart Food. It's also pretty good. But you can't be doing like butter popcorn. Butter popcorn is too much, because there's a lot of calories and fats. So caramelized popcorn? I said I'm on a diet. You want me to eat caramel corn? Are you insane? I do like caramel corn though. It goes pretty crazy. This is one of those things where like you can't be eating that all the time. Like some warm caramel corn. I'm not really a sweets guy, but every now and then I get a craving. That's why I physically had to stop myself from getting cookies. Because every now and then they have, like, my store, they make, like, fresh cookies. Oh, like Reese's cookies, man. They're so good. But they come in, like, big packs. If I buy them, I have to eat them all before they expire. And they're so good. I can't be trusted, man. I can't be trusted. Yeah, I mean, I was the same way. I can still eat a lot and not gain too much weight. I was doing skinny pop, but I switched to smart food, white cheddar, more flavor, only 20 more calories. Yeah, I might do that too. I don't know, I kind of like the jalapeno cheddar skinny pop. I thought about getting the white cheddar skinny pop, but the white cheddar one is like dairy free. I was like, what are we doing here, man? Smart Food did for I don't know if they still have it. They had like a Cool Ranch popcorn, and it was okay, but it was interesting. Also, I think they still have Flamin' Hot. I don't know. I feel like I don't like Flamin' Hot on anything other than a Cheeto. The Flamin' Hot Funyuns are okay. The Cheeto, what is it, Cheeto sticks or whatever? What are they called? There's crunchy hot Cheetos. I hate Cheeto Puffs. I hate Cheeto Puffs. They get stuck in your teeth and they're awful. Make me crave popcorn now? How do you think I feel? I haven't eaten dinner yet, man. I ate my blueberries before stream, but that's it. Gotta make my turkey burgers after stream. Then later at night, I'll eat a peach. And maybe some chips. I just like having the salty to counteract the sweet, man. I saw there's like honey barbecue sun chips. I never had them before. I was like, oh, I gotta try these out. So I bought them. That's me. I'm a sucker for like limited time flavored stuff. I saw them at the store. I didn't buy them. There's like, what was it, like burrito bowl flavored Lay's or something? I was like, frick, man, I should have bought those. Even though they probably suck. My thing, from my analysis, from my research, most of the gimmick flavored stuff doesn't taste great. Which is kind of why it's a gimmick. I did that one Lay's tasting stream where the best one was just the bog standard Valentina lime Lay's. The Korean barbecue ones. I threw out the Korean barbecue bag. I'm sorry. I hate wasting food, but I could not imagine eating more of those just because they were so meh. I'm trying to think of limited time flavors that I actually kind of liked. I don't know if All Dressed counts. All Dressed Lay's, I think they still have them right now. Oh, I remember. There's Old Bay flavored Lay's. Those are pretty good. I like Old Bay. Those are okay. And then there's like Cajun kettle chips. Like, I think they were Lay's, but I kid you not. I think they still have them. The Cajun spice Lay's taste exactly like the chicken Maruchan ramen. Like the seasoning packet, the little chicken bouillon. The Cajun spice Lay's taste exactly like it. As soon as I ate them, I'm like, this is insane. They're not even marketed as the chicken bouillon, whatever it is. But it tastes one-to-one. Which is interesting. It's weird to taste. Not in the context of ramen, but... Oh, you know what I want? I'm gonna make curry. It's been so long since I've had Japanese curry. Because the store I work at doesn't sell like the curry cubes. I used to be a curry fiend in college, man. I would shovel it down with rice. Oh, I'm so hungry now. Guys, why would you do this to me? I say as I did to myself. I don't know, I'm chilling on the diet, honestly. The cravings are getting a bit worse. I haven't been as strict, but overall, I'm pretty good. Most of the time, if I do binge eat, I immediately make up for it. But I'm gonna be honest, on Friday, a coworker brought pizza. And listen, I have a very interesting relationship with food. In that if it's free, I will eat it. A lot. I'll eat a lot. So my friend or their coworker brought Little Caesars, and I ate like 5 slices because it was free, and that was my dinner for the day. But I made up for it in the following days by just eating a little bit under my allowed calories. I had trouble gaining weight, gained some weight on vacation, sorry, like visibly. Yeah, I mean, I'm also the same way. I have a very fast metabolism. I mean, there's a year in my life where I only ate fast food. It's for myriad reasons. I was in a rough spot mentally, so I did not have the effort or the drive to cook. I didn't have access to a kitchen. That also didn't help. So I only ate fast food for like a year. And the amount of fast food I was eating, some people become very overweight, I feel. I didn't. I kind of just maintained the same weight. So no, I'm not down anymore. I'm very good mentally now. It was back in the day when I was doing poor mentally. But nowadays I'm actually doing mentally, I'm kind of the best point in my life. It's kind of insane. But I don't know, I kind of teched my depression. I've talked about it before, but like one day I was like, just don't be sad, idiot. I was like, oh, it fluctuates. But for the most part, I'm pretty chill. I think as long as I'm distracted, it works. It's when I don't have anything to do, that's when I'm like, you know? Never been fatter than when I was a baby. Yeah, I've also never been fat. Exactly, thug it out. Me not getting depression so I don't give her the ick. I've had some recent events that was like, that really allowed me to look at myself and look, because there was a point in my life where I was like self-deprecating, and I looked at it and I saw that it's a funny story. I've talked about this story before. I saw one tweet that was like, if you act like I don't want to be around you even though I do constantly, then that makes me not want to be around you. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're like, you hate me and you don't like me, eventually I'm gonna be like, okay, fine. If you don't want to listen to me saying I do like you, then I'm just gonna leave because like, you're obviously not listening to how I feel. And I saw that tweet and I was like, oh, people don't want to be around you if you're constantly down on yourself. So if I'm really upbeat and positive, it works out. They haven't saved me from that. Broke my arm, shattered it. Measured the same night. Got back from the emergency unit. Both handed, used to draw. Back then I had so much motivation. Yeah. Shout out women. I mean, women kind of helped me through the depression funk as well. So yeah, I kind of, that's what I mean when I say I teched my depression, where I was like, just don't be sad, bozo. And it's worked for a bit. Then together 2 years, let's go. I'm at a weird point in my life where like, I want a girlfriend, but I don't. It's weird. Cause like I'm a very specific person, I feel, that makes it hard to be in a relationship. Because some people want a relationship. I think it's widely sought after. A relationship where you're both obsessed with each other and want to spend every hour of the day with each other. But I'm not like that. I like my alone time. And I like my friends. And I like streaming. And so like I'm kind of busy. And I feel like if I had a girlfriend that just wanted to, hang out with me all the time, I'd feel guilty because I like doing this other stuff too, So my ideal girlfriend would be someone who's also busy. That's what I mean when I'm like, the age of 30 is in demand, bro. My ideal woman is like a 35-year-old woman with a stable job who's like, Yeah, I want a girlfriend, but not exactly trying for one. You know, if we meet, we meet. You know, that's cool. Reliably find yourself in there. My game plan is like, for my life is like, I'm gonna be at my current job till I'm 30. I'm not gonna say my exact age right now, but until I'm 30. And then once I'm at 30, I will take a step back, and if I haven't popped off as a VTuber by then and become rich and famous, I'm going to reevaluate my life and be like, okay, I want to go back to school and study anthropology. Mid-20s. That's my age range. Mid-20s. And so I want to go to school for anthropology. And then I figured, you know, once I'm in graduate school for anthropology and people have their life together, maybe I can meet the girl of my dreams there. But I'm worried because I'm like, by then everyone's gonna be married. Everyone's gonna know, man. Less than 30? No, I'm 40. Oriel's 45. He's 45. His body was made in 1980. Oriel's 45. I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, my Oshi, Northern Lion, he's like 35 or something like that. And he always makes fun of people in his chat being like, I'm so old when they're like 19. So it's kind of rubbed off on me. It's made me realize, you know, you got a lot of life ahead of you. He's my age, half 2 plus 7. I don't know what's 60 divided by 2. It's 30 plus 7. I don't know, Melo. I don't know. We kid here. We laugh. We have fun. We have fun. I want to do more of the tongue out thing. Every time I see a clip of Light reacts to it, it's so funny. Like the clip, it's on topic with the age stuff, but he was like playing like Call of Duty or something, and he was like, "Oh man, I love this map." And someone was like, "Whatever, dude, you're such a loser." And he's like, "Whatever, dude, you're like 45 and talking to me." And the guy got really mad, and so his speed, I guess, accidentally guessed his age right, and so his flight was just went, ah. It's good stuff, man. Because like I said, your perspective on age changes as you grow up. When I was like 12, I genuinely thought a 16-year-old was like the pinnacle of like maturity. It's like, dude, they're so grown up, man. A 16-year-old. Nowadays, the average 16-year-old doesn't know how to like read a book. Oh, okay, I'm listening. Let me remind you of a funny story. I have a friend, he's a model, runway, and like billboards. Oh. Go on. He's doing that tongue thing, the what's that? Girl walked in. Now he's dating her. See, this is what I mean, man. Oh, hold on, there's more. There's a wrinkle. She was just weird. Let's go. That's basically what I want. I want someone to match my freak. Match my nerd. That's why I need to pick up girls on like a Civ 5 campaign. I'm joking. They broke up. You know. It'd be like that. I just think about it every now and then. I'm like, maybe, what if the love of my life is playing TFT right now? You know? Even then, like, I'm not a gamer. I'm kind of a fake gamer. I've talked about it before, but like, I don't game. I game for stream, but I barely game off stream. Off stream, I mainly just watch streamers. The love of my life is taking a fat poop. That's true. That's also pretty true. Yeah, on stream, is mainly when I game, or with people. I'm never like a solo gamer. So I like watching like Northern Lion or like my friends game like on stream, or like movies. You know, I myself am not a gamer. Although, friend of the channel Sleepy Bug, she is making an Ark Survival Evolved server, and I love that game. It's just I never play it because one, I don't have a server, and two, I never have the time. But I think she's making it like this week or something. And since I'm on vacation next week, I think I might just be an absolute degen and play like a bunch of Ark next week. I'm kind of psyched. I never have time to play Ark or on big people's servers. But the fact that I'm going to be on vacation, oh baby, oh baby. Into like fantasy stuff? I think in terms of my media consumption, genre, if I had to choose between fantasy and sci-fi, I think I'm more of a sci-fi person. I think that's just the inner nerd in me, but like a good sci-fi movie goes crazy. That's why I'm always locked in. What if you have a superpower can see me? That's how I feel sometimes. Like, I think it's just the OCD and the intrusive thoughts, but every now and then I'm like, what if people can read my thoughts? I gotta think of like cool stuff. That's, you know, that's a people are like, oh, my intrusive thoughts won. I bought this cookie at the store. My intrusive thoughts are like, what if I think a bad thought and then someone 10 years down the line develops technology to let them read your thoughts from the past, and they read that thought and they think I'm awful and then they kill me. That's a real intrusive thought. That, or like shoving my coworker's arm into like a meat saw. That's an intrusive thought. I didn't do that. But that was a famous intrusive thought I had where I was like, what if I just shove that guy into the meat saw? That's what an actual intrusive thought is. Something that's so like awful, and you feel bad thinking it. You're like, I'm a monster. But no, it's just OCD. OCD just does that. Yeah, you can just have a disorder that makes you think the most insane things, and it's just like normal. That's why I'm constantly, yeah, exactly. You gotta look cool. That's why I'm constantly mewing. We have cheek puff. Their cheek suck in. There is. As your Wednesday, August 20th, you thought of like another man. You are exactly, man. I did record a video of myself that I'm not going to open for 5 years. I thought it'd be fun, where I was like, hey, me, in 5 years, how you doing? Hope you do it this, and this. Sorry. You know? I think a lot of it was me being like, I'm proud of you, no matter where you are, no matter what point in your life in. The fact that you're watching this, I'm proud of you. Open on stream, I might, honestly. I honestly might. Yeah, I'm gonna, it's 5, I wanted to like schedule it, like on YouTube, for like a YouTube premiere, and then live react to it on stream. But you can't schedule a YouTube video past like a few months or whatever, like a year or something. I think it's past like 2 years. You can't schedule past 2 years. So I just have like I have a calendar reminder on my phone that's like, watch this video, and it's 5 years away. I might wait until it's 2 years until then and then schedule the video, but we'll see. I didn't say anything too crazy. I did make some funny stuff, funny predictions. I was like, maybe you're a hollow star now. Maybe you have a girlfriend. But I had to make the caveat in the video. I was like, if you don't, that's okay. Yeah, that's, you know, you're valid. I'm proud of you. Because I didn't want to be like, oh, we'll watch it in 5 years and none of this stuff I said came true. Do that before graduation. Do it, man. I like the idea of time capsules, you know? I don't think my school or anything ever did a time capsule, but it's always cool stuff. Looking at the past. That's kind of why I like having all my VODs. I still have my first ever VOD of my stream. My debut VOD. You know? I have most of my VODs. I think there was like a 4 or 6 month period where I lost like a bunch of VODs. That was like years ago when I was another guy. Up until then, I've kept almost all my VODs. Give me the idea right after done student council, dude. Yeah, get all your student council buddies to do it too. It's cool. But mine's obviously like a video thing. I mean, I do get worried though, because I was like, not to get too bored, but I was like, what if I die? What if I scheduled the video and then died? It would have been so. I was like, I can't schedule the video because like, what if I die and then I post a video and everyone's like, this guy faked his death. He's posting videos. So is that something for graduation? Go for it, man. And put a picture of me in it. See, I have to survive for 5 years. After that, world's our oyster. To a single frame of you. Thank you, thank you. I don't know, I like thinking about like the long term stuff. Like don't tell anyone. But every year I do an April Fool's stream. And I always try to have fun with them. I'm gonna do it. I don't know when I'm gonna record it. But one year I'm gonna record a stream. Like a full 3-hour stream. It's not gonna be live. It's just gonna be a recording. And for like an April Fool's in like 2027, I'm gonna rebroadcast that recording like 3 years later. And just play it off as if that's happening for the April Fool's stream. I think it's a goated idea. I think I stole it from like a Rooster Teeth idea, but I wanna do it. Now you know the secret. One April Fool's, you're gonna tune into a stream and be like, why isn't he talking to chat? It's gonna be marvelous. I don't know what I'm gonna do for next year. Like obviously that idea would be for years later, but next year I'm trying to figure out what I'd do. I think I have one idea. I have 2 ideas. But the time machine video and then the other idea both require a long-term chat overlay. Yeah, I also thought about doing like scripted things. Like I would have an alt account and type a message in the chat, and then I'd respond to it on the recording. I put a lot of work in my April Fool's streams, so don't put it past me to actually do this stuff. Two, I could put the overlay on stream. But then they'd be like, why isn't he reacting to this, huh? But in the recording, I'd be like, oh, sorry guys, my chat's not working. That's weird. Anyways. You run it for? An April Fool's stream. Last April Fool's stream, I was Glorpio. And I got art commissioned for it. I spent the entire night in my model on the YouTube studio, like changing colors and like going to each layer and changing a color and making stuff disappear. I drew like alien antenna and I pinned that to my model. I did karaoke, but I wrote lyrics in Glorpish for that karaoke stream. I had tweets, I had videos prepared for it. It was a lot. I think April Fool's streams are like some of my favorite streams because I get to be so silly. People are like, oh, I love doing, I like, my Christmas Dark Souls streams. Every Christmas, most Christmases in the past and hopefully for the future, I play Dark Souls. Past few years, it was speedruns, but last year I did a Dark Souls enemy randomizer, and that was fun. So, I'm gonna do that again this year. Unless something crazy happens. What time is it for you? It's 6:30. I'm in the Central Standard Time Zone in the US of A. And also Halloween. I'm very excited for it. Like, I talked about it before, but like, are you playing an ending stream? Probably in like 20 minutes, something like that. I usually do 3-hour streams. This is my first year with the model for all these like fun streams. I'm kind of excited. Because like I said before, I spent a lot of money on this model. But I feel it's very worth it with every passing day. Because I get to do so much with it. Gonna head to bed, but I get it. Are you EU too? I said Sax is EU, and then you're EU. So many of my viewers are EU, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm excited for Halloween because I can actually have a Halloween costume. You're not EU? You go to bed at like 7 p.m.? That's valid. GST. Oh, Dubai. Whoa. It's crazy. All around. Maybe I'm Mr. Worldwide. Maybe I'm Pitbull. Dale. Oh, people all around the world. Been all around the world, but I ain't gonna lie. There's nothing like Miami's heat. Dale. That's cool. Thanks for staying up so late for me. I appreciate it. You don't have to stay up late, but it is appreciated. Bald Oi? Oh, buddy. He's already a thing. Was few girls? Oh, I see. I see how it is. I see how it is. I'm chopped liver. That's valid. Ugh. But yeah, I still don't know what I'm gonna be for Halloween. I think I work on Halloween this year, but I get home. I should still be able to stream on Halloween. It'll just be a later night stream, which works for Halloween. But yeah, I'm excited for Halloween because we're gonna do Halloween movie nights. Jerome's like, you should have just slept. You waited for nothing. I'll sleep now too. Yeah, and then Christmas. I wonder if I'll do Thanksgiving again. I probably won't. Thanksgiving was a one-off thing where I played Minecraft with a bunch of Tom Hanks on my screen. Who knows? Maybe it's the return of Thanksgiving. This is my costume outfit? Maybe. I like VTube Studio because you can do so much stuff. Like if I plan ahead for it, I think I could do a cool costume. Also for Christmas, I need to commission the art. I made a calendar thing last year to remind myself, and it went off like last week, to commission Christmas art because I want to do Christmas merch. And by merch, I mean a Christmas sweater. Because my current merch, the website, they can do Christmas sweaters, but you have to have, like, it takes a bit. And you have to order them in November for them to get there by Christmas. So I need to get ahead of it. But I wanted to do a Christmas sweater because I want a Christmas sweater. I don't want it. No one else has to buy them. I want them. It's just a bonus if anyone buys them. I doubt anyone will buy them. No one's even bought my normal merch, and that's fine. I made that merch just because I want them. I have the coaster. You hear that? That's my coaster. I bought it for myself. But if anyone wants to buy it, that's cool too. But I want to get a Christmas sweater merch and then wear it because I think it'd be cool. And Soul Sing, I don't know. I did it very early on in my VTubing career. So I didn't expect to sell it. Do you have liver and fava beans? What about nice Chianti? I don't drink. Except for the beer stream if I reach the goal. But yeah. I do have merch. I like my merch. I have a coaster. I haven't bought all of it. I bought the stickers. I have the coaster. I have the little wine cooler mug thing. I think that's it. I thought about getting the mouse pad, but I think it went out of stock. The thing with Fourth Wall, the company I use, is the shipping is kind of bad. So I don't, like I said, I don't expect people to buy it just because the shipping isn't great. But as someone who has purchased the official Dazzling Oil merch, the coaster is pretty good quality. I mean, it's a coaster. The art is good quality. The little wine cooler thing, oh, I have a mug also. I have a mug. The little wine cooler thing, it's good. The quality on the material that the image is on feels a little cheap, but the actual like cup itself is a decent quality. My only gripe with it is that it doesn't hold a lot of liquid, so it can't really. Sometimes I'd be drinking, so I think it's meant for like wine or something. So like you're meant to put in something you're not be like gulping down. It's more of like a sipping thing. And the mug, the colors is weird on the mug because I wanted to do like a cool thing where like they have the specific colors you can have of the mug. So I got the same color. I made the same color on the mug design, but it's a very bright yellow. I don't know if it really matches the aesthetic, but the mug, I mean, it's a mug. It's a decent quality. Of course, the thing is the thing under the mug. Didn't know that. We use like square of wood. Yeah, it's a technical term, coaster. Like a chain. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I only bought the coaster because like I didn't want rings on my desk. It's decent. I did think about doing completely insane merch. Like the website I use for merch. They have some weird products. I could make official Dazzling Oreo boxers. Or like flip-flops. Where like you could step on my face. I considered doing that as like a joke. Yeah, class, no problem. Go to bed. It's like 4 a.m. I'm gonna wrap up soon anyway. You're not gonna miss much. Appreciate you sticking around. Anyways. In fact, I'm like looking at my phone to see like potential raids. Who I could raid. We might raid Maz, because Maz is very chill. I think he might have just started. It's unfair you're not big yet. I know. Like not to be too. Like I said, I'm a confident person, man. Maybe a little narcissistic, but like it's crazy. I'm not mega famous. I'm doing everything right. I'm very funny. I have a nice model. I make content every day. I stream consistently. But granted, I only got this model. Like I've been streaming for a while, but they're like PNG tubers, and so like, you know. But I got this model. I started using this model in February, so it's only been like half a year, and I've already gotten a lot more growth compared to like the past 2 years of not having the model. So I think it's only a matter of time. Like I said, success is luck based a lot of the time on VTubing. So as long as I keep doing what I'm doing now, I could eventually get there. Like even my YouTube channel, I'm growing subscribers. It's not at an insane pace, but I'm very slightly growing. You know. So a massive thank you. It's thanks to people like you, Dyer, who sit and chat and talk and like watch. That's the thing is like I talked about before on Twitch. The higher you are on the directory, the easier it is for you to pop off. Like I said, it's luck based. If you are higher on the directory, people go to the Twitch directory to find streamers. Not a lot of people are going down to like the 0, like 2 viewer streams. Usually they just scroll down a little bit. So if you're on those first few lines of VTubers, people will click you and you'll have a greater chance of being watched, So that's why I appreciate the lurkers. Don't you start on the freaking Twitch, everyone's like, oh, the Twitch new bot rules are they're ruining my viewership. And it's like, I don't think that's true, man. And watch small streamers? 9 sub, that's how funny. No problem. There's a lot of people like you have a backbone to how like streamers get like big. I mean, I kind of get it. I also don't like, other than Northernlion, I don't like big streamers. Like I said, unless the stream themselves is very entertaining, I don't like watching those types of streams. Like Northernlion or like the big HoloLive VTubers, I like watching their streams just because the content itself stands. But So like VTubers, if like someone's like chat is too busy or something, I don't like watching it too much just because I feel less connection. Yeah, exactly. Because I like talking to streamers sometimes. If the chat's too rowdy, I don't like watching. You know. Just don't, you know. Weird. I'm very wary of like parasocialness. I don't think no one I have here is parasocial, thankfully. But like, there's some streamers who are like very parasocial with their viewers. But for me personally, there's a very fine line between me and viewers. Like some people they're closer to their viewers, and that's fine. I respect that. I just can't do that. So I'm very particular with my friendships and like my personal information. So I get very wary of like random people. But if you hang around long enough, eventually I'll be more comfortable. But yeah, it is a good thing. It's one of my strengths as a content creator is like knowing what I'm doing. Because like I said, my Oshi is Northern Lion, and he does everything right in terms of like streaming. So I'm glad he was my role model, not like XQC. Hold on. Oh, you're gonna hear my voice now. Actually, I'm gonna shut this off. Then we're gonna find someone to raid. I think we're at a good ending point. By finding someone to raid, I'm just gonna raid Maz. Friend of the channel, Maz. He's really cool. He's really funny. He's really chill. He's also really good at DBD. He's currently playing DBD. So we're gonna raid him. But hold on, let me put like very good BGM on. Thank you for watching. I'll be live again, not tomorrow, not Thursday, but Friday for my subathon. It's gonna be fun, hopefully. More information is gonna come out in the future. I'm gonna post like an actual stream schedule and stuff. As far as time, when it's gonna start, I'm thinking around 11 a.m. or noon CST. So like, if I started today, it would have been like around 7 hours ago. So around that time on Friday and Saturday. Then yeah, it'll be fun. Oh yeah, join the Discord too. Discord is where I post stream-ish schedules. Like stream schedules are basically like when I will be live, if I'm gonna be live that day. It's for go live pings, where I ping if I'm live. That's the main reason I recommend joining it. But also I do movie nights every Thursday. Although they're probably really late in the day for you, so I don't expect you to hang out for them. But I do them. They're not gonna be this Thursday, like I said, but most Thursdays. And yeah, I'm excited, especially for the vacation next week. I'm gonna do a lot of streaming next week, guys. Get excited. Probably gonna take a break Sunday and Monday, but actually then I wouldn't stream that much. Probably gonna take a break Sunday and stream like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then yeah, pop in. Don't worry, no problem. Don't feel pressured. I'm around. You know, some people they're like, oh, I'm sad I missed the stream. I'm here every week, doing my thing. You ain't gotta be here every stream as long as you know. You start up, you show up, say hi, and pop out. That's fine. Actual classes start next Monday. Yeah. A lot of VTubers lose. A lot of just streamers in general lose a lot of viewers during August and stuff, because that's when school starts. Usually in summer there's like a big increase of viewership because everyone's out of school, but once school starts again, the viewership dips. So that's normal. And yeah, I'm gonna start the raid now. We're raiding Maz, as I said. Oh, he's playing music. / raid. Okay, I actually have to copy his name. Because his name is interesting. Oh yeah, I don't expect you to be here often. Like I said, just popping in every once in a while. Even if it's just to say hi, it's appreciated. But yeah, that's all. We're chilling. I'll see you Friday. Thanks for watching, everyone. I had a fun time. I'm glad I was able to do a chatting stream. Usually I'm very worried I can't do chatting, but every time I impress myself. Be nice to Maz. He's very chill. His streams are a bit his vibes are a bit different from mine, but they're still good vibes, you know. Then I will eat my turkey burgers. I do have raid message, by the way. Forgot about that. Raid message 1 if you're subbed. Raid message 2 if you're not subbed. You don't have to type it if you don't want to. Probably gonna raid him and then say hi and stuff and then dip out and make dinner. Alright, that's it. Bye-bye.